Retro Gaming Club.
Welcome, Watchers of Illusion, to my Castle of Confusion. It's the 28th of December. Not quite into the new year yet, but we're certainly steaming into the direction of 2025. So I'm going to look at a conversion of an arcade game today, and it's a rather well-known one called Shinobi. And oh my god. Okay, so first of all, I'm just going to tell you, this is not a stretched image. This is the game. My god. What the hell? Okay, so there's quite a lot to pick apart here, isn't there? So we'll get stuck in. I hope you guys are doing well, by the way, and you've got over your Boxing Day and life has kind of resumed back to normal again. It's quite nice, isn't it? I think first time I went into a store yesterday and not heard Christmas music for the first time since September. Yes, you heard me right. Christmas seems to start earlier and earlier each year, and I think that's why people get so sick of it, to be honest. And I used to love Christmas, but the meaning of Christmas has gone. You know, it starts too early, so by the time the actual event comes around, everybody's just completely just up to their eyeballs, done with it, just wanting it to go. I completely understand that, because that's how I felt this year. It's just been stupid. Yes. Anyway, Shinobi. A great arcade game, but did it have any good conversions? Well, no. Now there has been a modified version for the Amstrad CPC, which I was going to look at, but I thought, you know what, I haven't actually looked at the Amiga version, and the Amiga version should, in all senses, should be arcade perfect. Bit far from that though, aren't we? So let's have a look at the UI first. So in the top left-hand corner, you can see how many lives you got and your score. At the moment, I've got 2,700 points, and it's really trying to figure out those are zeros or sixes. It's really hard to figure out. I think they're zeros, but there you go. So the enemy types are all there. The colours are very washed out for some reason, but I suppose it's. The character's always bothered me that he walks like a hunchback, and I just don't understand why. And surely, with having being a shinobi, a ninja should have like a hood or something. Didn't have a hood in the arcade either, just so you know. But at least the gameplay is there from the arcade. Now this is something else that's bothered me in the actual version on the arcade version. You had the end of level bad guy standing there. But they've omitted him from every version that I've seen anyway. But never mind. I had this on the Spectrum as well. I was most disappointed to find out that you could not use your sword in the Spectrum version, so I was really disappointed just for that actual reason. So we're hunting down Ken O. Yes, Ken O. Yes, matron. So, I mean, the levels are kind of arcade. I'm not going to say perfect. God knows why the sprites are so big. And why is it that the children jump into the air like Superman? At least they've kept the Spider-Man guy in there, that's quite cool. But there's a lot really that's wrong with this. I mean, for one, you can't really see what the hell's going on, because the sprites are so big that they take up so much of the screen that normally you've got a little bit of give to see what's coming. You can see that it's very, very janky when it's scrolling as well. Really janky, in fact. That's a real minus for that. The guys just shoot because they can. There's no real sort of. I've shot him in the foot, but there's no real sort of, you know. The collision detection's a bit wonky as well. But you know, that's how it is, and you know, it's going to affect things like the score. But from a graphics point of view, they're not terrible. They're not brilliant either. But that was a very short level. There we go. Unfortunately, it doesn't hit the target quite as it should, I don't think. The Amiga was more than capable of running a Shinobi game for an arcade perfect. In fact, if any developers are out there that think they can do this, do it, because we've had a great version of Final Fight, and we've had superb version of Rastan, which is excuse me. There's been a new version of that released. Why has his costume changed colours? What the bloody hell's going on? Anyway, so here's the end of level boss, looking significantly smaller here than he did in the actual arcade version. Why is he so small? And normally he's massive, but there you go. Anyway, I digress. But yeah, it is what it is. Unfortunately, it's crap. But there you go. So I'm going to hit him with my magic spell. You can only just see his hit points there in the top. Animations on this are horrific. So let's try and belt him through the face. There we go. Oh, who? Oh, that's not good, is it? Anyway, never mind. I always hated this boss because you got to time it right. But it's very unforgiving on this, actually. The Amstrad version was very unforgiving, but I found a way around that. But you have to wait until I bring it to the review before we do that. Anyway, I hope you like the new intro. That is my new intro from now on. And it's my new song, composed by me. And yeah, I'm very, very happy with that. Anyway, back to Shinobi. The music's really good. I say really good. It's as good as it can be. I've just killed him. Yay. The music's as good as it can be, I suppose, but it does drown out a lot of the sound effects. Now, there are sound effects, you just have to really, really listen to them. The bass in this game is ridiculous. I don't know if it's in a good way, but the music from the levels from the arcade are intact. The speech samples are there, so I suppose we can look at that and say, actually, they made an effort with that. It's just a weird thing that they decided to do the sprites in the size of Final Fight. It just doesn't make sense. Let's have a look at this bonus level. We're throwing stars at ninjas here. Look at this. So the bonus stage seems to be pretty much intact, which is good. I've never been very good at this either. So the collision detection isn't brilliant. It really isn't brilliant. And in the arcade version, that guy looked a lot more menacing if he jumped into your face. But there you go. Controls again are like hit and miss. Really, you got left and right. Up, because I had to use up for jump as well. So to jump up platforms, you had to hold down the fire button and then push up, and then the same for coming back down again. Now, it's a bit of a shame because like I said, it's hit and miss. Sometimes it works, sometimes it just wants to do its own thing. Turning left and right can be a bit of a chore as well. So yeah, it's a wasted opportunity. And no AGA version either, so it's a 500 only, but it is only on one disc. So they've managed to cram a lot of the game into this one disc. So I suppose we can give them props for that. But really, it's the way I'm looking at this now at the moment is the sprites are too big. There's not enough playing field to be able to see what's coming, which is a real detriment. And that's a real shame because it had so much potential. But yeah, sadly, this is a massive nosedive for me because I love the arcade version. The arcade game is great. Now, on this version, you can use your sword and you can kick them as they come close to you, which is okay, I suppose. They've kind of made that transition. But there's so much wrong with it that it doesn't outweigh the good, and it outweighs the good, I should say. But it's it's another try at a decent arcade. Unfortunately, I would stick with the arcade version, or maybe the Master System version. That's a fairly decent conversion, to be fair. I'll have a look at that later down the line, though. I'm not going to do several Shinobi reviews in one go, but. Why do they shoot off like Super Baby? That doesn't make sense. They just, I don't know. That's a weird decision, isn't it? You rescue the child and it flies off into the air. Bit of a strange one. It does show you how many babies you've got left to save, or kids to save, in the bottom left-hand corner. Once you've done that, you can progress to the next stage. And in the bottom right-hand corner there, you've got your magic ability. So you've got one of those. And the timer, which makes an absolutely appalling noise when you get to the end, and it gives you a bonus for your time score. But there you are. Loading times are a little bit on the long side, as you can see. Nothing we can do about loading times, unfortunately. But this is what you get on the genuine Amiga, so this is how we're playing it. Anyway, Shinobi. A wasted opportunity for the Mi'kmaq, which is a real shame. I mean, look at it. It actually looks fairly decent. The sprites are not. If they just tidied them up a little bit more, if they were smaller, this is what I'm trying to say. If they were smaller, they'd probably look a lot more detailed. But unfortunately, they've gone for King Kong size sprites here. And it's an odd decision. Anyway, playability. It's playable. Is it good? Not really, but it's playable. And your replay value, I don't know. Unless you're a die-hard Shinobi fan, you're probably not going to come back to this again. Once you've played it once, you've played it once. You don't really need to play it again, unless you want to find it on a better system. But the music is probably its saving grace right now, which is a shame. Anyway, the replay value, no, absolutely not there, unfortunately, and it's a real shame. Real shame. Age rating any, because, well, why not? You know, at the end of the day, it's not really graphic violence. It's just a guy in a grey tracksuit running around shooting people. So there you go. That is at parent discretion, of course. But yeah, there you go. I would say that this is probably one to steer clear of. It's not brilliant, but if you must play it, then you can find on the internet. You can find it. I'm not going to tell you where, but you can find these things with a little bit of help from our old friend Google. Anyway, guys, that's it from me. I'll catch you next time. Let's look at something new. And until then, well, you keep it retro, and it's bye for now. Bye-bye!
Welcome, stranger, I know why you're here. You remember games from the yesteryear, games with pixels and that bleep bloop sound, but boy, they were the very best games in town. We light up the night, neon dreams in our eyes, arcade machines whispering low, pixelated worlds where we all come alive, level up high, let the good times flow. Joystick in hand, we're reliving the past, high scores and laughter, we're making it last. With every coin drop, we're forging a bond, in this pixel paradise we'll always respond. Welcome to the Retro Gaming Club, where the 8-bit dreams never fade away. Gaming to the beat of our favorite tunes, let's play till the dawn, we'll never lose. Neon lights shining, we're lost in the glow, in the Retro Gaming Club. Let's go, let's go. Flashback to battles, we'll play side by side, power-ups and hearts, love in disguise. We'll race through the levels, collect all the coins, in this timeless adventure we're waiting to join. Crashing 8-bit beats, igniting the night, from pixels to dreams we'll take flight. With every button pressed, our spirits ignite, in this retro wonderland everything feels right. Welcome to the Retro Gaming Club, where the 8-bit